This week on Profile, Chris CANETTI, the COO of the Houston Dynamo.
Hello, thank you for calling the Houston Dynamo. How may I direct your call?
Take me through, what's a typical day for you?
Well, there isn't one, to be honest with you. Every single day is different. I mean, because I could deal with so many different things. I mean, I may have a team issue that's taking up the majority of my day. I may have a budgeting issue or a business issue, or I might have a sales challenge or a marketing challenge or a promotion or dealing with a client. Every day is completely different. That's, you know, back to your earlier question, what motivates you, keeps you going. I think that's part of it, is knowing that every day of every week is going to have something different to it and bring something unique, for sure. For sure.
So as much as you can try and set a plan or set an agenda, doesn't usually work out that way for you. Either new fires come up that have to be put out, or different things on a day-to-day basis.
Every day is a new challenge, a new issue. You know, I'll give you an example. We have a player who's arriving today, one of our latest signings. Will arrive in town today and join the team tomorrow, but's been unable to get his visa. You know, so I mean, there's a standard, typical process for getting visas and getting players here quickly, and this process has taken 3 weeks, much longer than it should have taken. So there's been a lot of time dealing with that, making sure this guy gets his visa. You know, so it changes every day.
How big is the Dynamo organization?
We have approximately 40 full-timers. You know, we have a marketing department, we have a public relations and communications department, we have an operations department, we have a youth development department, we have a bunch of youth programs. Dynamo Charities is what it's called, our own nonprofit arm. Lots of different moving parts to the organization.
And all of this falls under your umbrella?
Right, yeah, that's correct.
How do you deal with all those moving parts, and they're all kind of funneling up towards you as a decision maker?
Good people. I mean, I need to, you know, when you have a lot of responsibility underneath you, it's important that you have good people in key roles that can handle a lot. And we're very fortunate here that we have a lot of good people in key positions. So, you know, I try to impart my vision on them in terms of where we need to go and what our goals and objectives are and priorities. And you know, it's important for us to be on the same page so that they can understand that vision, understand our priorities, and then carry them out in their given areas. And you know, we've been pretty successful so far, so it's working. I'll take you around and I'll show you kind of how we're set up. This is our ticket sales team. Okay. So this is really the heartbeat of our organization. Basically, make things happen for us. You know, they're reaching out to, you know, various target audiences. Youth soccer community, corporate community, Hispanic community. Soccer right now, more than any other sport, probably requires an aggressive outbound sales approach. You know, we're not like the NFL or the NBA or MLB, where there's a huge fan base built in and people come to us. We're going out after it day in and day out, and these guys are, you know, making in the neighborhood of 70 calls a day per person.
If we weren't in the car, what would you be listening to right now?
I'd probably be listening to sports radio, to be honest. But usually I'm on the phone. My ride into work is when I usually touch base with East Coast folks. And that could be either personal or professional. You know, the league office is in New York, and there may be a few people I need to talk with there, or family or friends. And then on the way home, I'm usually talking to the West Coast, and the West Coast is where our ownership is located, so there's finance people and legal people and others there that I need to be dealing with, and I'll usually get them on the phone.
How did you pick your part of town, where you live?
Well, interestingly, you know, when I was thinking about coming here and taking the job, I got connected with Dominic, the head coach, and you know, he was telling me that he lived out in Sienna Plantation in Missouri City, and he's got 3 kids, and what a great family place it was. And you know, so right off the bat, that was the first thing that we were introduced to. And we have another coach that lives out there, John Spencer, our assistant. And so when we looked out there, it just seemed to be the right place for us with a young family to live. You know, the commute's not the greatest for me, but you know, I guess it's a good sacrifice. Who'd they do this to? Who did it?
I don't know.
Oh, that's brutal. They resoldered it about 2 months ago, and it just hasn't taken the way it's supposed to, and it's been a real hot button for us, a priority to get it right, because, you know, the field is the most important thing to these guys. Mm-hmm. And it's when it's hard or lumpy or burned out or whatever, it doesn't play right. Bad image for the club when fans see it on TV or come to the game. But probably even worse is it affects the guy's health.
So this is one of those things that could keep you up at night? It's one of those little, you know, twist the knife kind of things. Why do we have to deal with this again and again and again?
No, yeah, you're right. I mean, it's one of those things that we can't necessarily control, but it's important. And it's real important. And for the most part during our career here, we've had an excellent field. You know, a beautiful.
Now, is this still really cool to you? Okay, because this seems really cool to me. Walking out onto this field, seeing a professional team, warming up, stretching out. I mean, you know, guys at the very, very highest level of their profession.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I guess if it starts getting uncool or not old is maybe when it's time to start thinking about doing something else. But no, it is. It's fun to be out here and be around these guys. I mean, I think all of us who work in sports on some level want to be around the game as closely as we can. So to come out and, like you said, and be in pretty much a private environment here and be up close and personal with these professional athletes, I don't think it ever gets old.
It's got to be a big perk of the job. Get out from behind the desk and be able to go and take a look at all this.
Yeah, it is a cool part of the job. Like I said earlier, I make it a point for me to at least once a week to get down here and just have a presence. Make sure that they know someone from the front office is here if they need anything.
Mm-hmm. Different demographics that you mentioned about the soccer fan. You know, you have the international, you have the Hispanic market, the domestic. How do you balance that?
Well, there's really a very focused approach. You know, there's certain parts of our strategy that are geared over here in the youth community and youth soccer. It's a huge opportunity there. Getting in front of these families with our players and our mascot and our DYNAMO girls and whatever it may take, special offers to get them to the game. And then we have another very focused strategy against the Hispanic community, you know, in terms of what we need to do to reach them through various grassroots initiatives. So.
And now in particular, during times that are a little bit more challenging, how is the team addressing the economic climate?
Well, we've had to change the way we do business, to be honest with you. The way we've done it the last 3 years with success hasn't necessarily worked the same, on the same level. There's been a drop-off. And we've had to change our pricing strategy. We had to become more creative with accepting payment plans, you know, more added value, more packaging, new approaches across the board, really, to try to stay, you know, level or ahead of where we've been in the past.